So layoffs, I think, are quite natural for businesses that make mistakes. It's just you make mistakes, and so you have to deal with the consequences. Our first time dealing with that, and we had to let around, I think it was around 15% or 12% of our company, and it just sucked. And I was thinking like, well, we could just sulk over it, or we can, and I heard this through a meditation session once, it was just like transforming that wound into wisdom. So how can we take all those harsh failures and emotions that we went through and turn it into wisdom? And hopefully, again, just if one person or one other CEO learned about the mistakes we made and maybe just shifted their path a little bit to avoid that, or at least was feeling that they had the permission to talk about this and help others, that would be amazing, right? So that was my mentality of it, and that's why I approached it the way I did with those two topics.
What was that's amazing. I mean, I appreciate that you like stepped up and actually like shared all that. And I remember when that layoff article came out, and it was a very you felt like the worry and sadness of one of your co-founders who's just like, oh man, like shit, I'm about to fire my friend here. You know, I mean, it's really like you can feel that, like how scared he was, and it was very honest and vulnerable. What was the reaction from the community that you guys got?
Yeah. So in terms of the employees, I'll say the employees community and then sort of like the surrounding community. So with the immediate employee internal community, a lot of people liked it because it brought clarity to them. There was a lot of confusion of how decisions were made or what went through because we had to close the doors and sort of make those decisions. But it brought a lot of clarity. And if anything, the clarity brought a lot of alignment. So there was no gossip or misaligned facts that were being spread around that would then demotivate people. We opened it up and showed and shared exactly what happened. And yes, there will be times that you have to give up a lot more time to describe and talk about it and sort of sit down with that other individual to like clarify certain things. But it was worth it because then it brought the alignment and everyone rallied around the truth and the honesty, and then were able to refocus themselves on getting back to work and getting to what we need to do. In the outside community though, I think what was really beautiful and awesome was that you have friends just text you and just be like, wow, thank you for writing that. And again, giving me permission to feel that I have the opportunity to write about these things and not letting societal norms say that, oh, that means you're weak, or that means that you're just trying to draw pity. Like, it was just being very honest and being very vulnerable and hopefully sharing really practical lessons along the way that inspired a lot of these people to not only feel that they had permission to do so for themselves and for their immediate community, but also maybe just learn some new lessons along the way that they can practice themselves in the future. So then, naturally, some other startups blogged about it. A fun fact is, if you guys know Buffer, they're great friends of mine, and they're a very transparent company. We try to get them on here, but they're super busy. But if there's a transparent company that I adore and respect a lot, it'd be them. So take a look at them. It's buffer.com. You can read their blogs, and they talk about everything transparent. But they were just in the midst of writing their own sort of layoff blog. They had just gone through a layoff at that time. And the CEO, Joel, texted me late at night to be like, wow, like perfect timing that you wrote this and published it out, because that just made me feel more confident in pushing the publish button and sharing this with the world, knowing that I'm not alone in this. And I think that's what it is, right? Like, a lot of people feel alone in these journeys and don't feel like they have an immediate community that just understands them. And so taking that bold step into being vulnerable or being transparent and sharing these lessons, again, gives that permission to people for them to feel this way and be able to do it and feel like they're part of a community, or not, just don't feel that alone in this whole scary journey along the way.